many people have the idea that you have already eaten and prayed and loved your way through your demons, that you have it all figured out.
Mm-hmm.
But this book is so revealing and gorgeously written. It's an account of what happened after your second divorce, when you fell in love with your partner, Rayya. In 2016, Elizabeth announced to her followers on social media that she was ending her 9-year marriage to the man she met and fell in love with at the end of her best-selling memoir, Eat, Pray, Love. 2 months later, in another social media post, Elizabeth revealed she was in love with her best friend of 15 years, Rayya Elias. At the time, Rayya was diagnosed with pancreatic and liver cancer. Doctors told her she had 6 months to live. In 2017, the couple celebrated with what Elizabeth calls a simple, spontaneous ceremony of love.
Now, it may not be that long that I'm around, but I will forever love you.
Rayya died at the age of 57 in 2018. It's so interesting because you talk in the beginning of the book about Rayya coming to visit you on your 54th birthday. Tell us that.
Okay, yeah, we'll start with that. So on the morning of my 54th birthday, I woke up and I felt that Rayya was in the room with me. This isn't going to be shocking to a lot of people who've had people that they love die.
Right.
I feel some nods in the room happening already.
Right.
Sometimes the line between death and life is very thin, these thin places. And spirit comes through.
She'd come to you before, though,
She had come to me before. She'd been very deeply present in the immediate aftermath of her death. I felt like we were in constant conversation. I felt like she was living inside my head, and the conversation had never ended. And then as the years went by, that was sort of lost, and I couldn't feel her as much. But I woke up, and she was in the room, and she was in the room with this very commanding energy. And those of you who've read the book know that Rayya had a very commanding energy.
Yes.
And she was like, I've got something to tell you, and it's extremely important. And I grabbed my journal that's always by my bed, and I started to transcribe what I was hearing. And what she was saying was...
Okay, could you see her? Do you see her?
No, I can't
it's just
see
a voice.
her. I can hear her.
Okay.
And it's the same, actually. My relationship with God is very similar. I don't see things, but I hear. I hear a voice that I know is God. I heard a voice that I knew was Rayya.
And you knew it was Rayya.
I knew it was Rayya. And I just grabbed this notebook, and as trying to keep up with her... started writing down, which is the beginning first chapter of the book, in which she says to me, and at that point she'd been dead for five and a half, 6 years.
Yes.
She said, it's time for you to write this book. It's time for you to tell this story. It's time for you to tell the entire story. Don't hold anything back. Go, in her words, full punk rock with it.
Full punk rock.
Lay it all on the table. Don't protect my dignity. Don't protect your dignity. It's time to write.
She said, because I don't need dignity.
She goes, I'm dead. I don't need dignity. And she said, but you don't need it either.
Yeah.
And actually, it's going to help people. And I knew it to be Rayya because when Rayya was in her right mind, when she was sober and clean, there was nobody who loved the truth more. And there was nobody who was more willing to put the truth out on the table and say, let's just put this out on the table so that we can deal with it, because we can't deal with it unless we see what it is, right? That was her great talent, was for deep truth. And so I started writing the book that day. And I didn't want to write the book. I mean, there was a reason that 6 years had passed since her death, and I had not written this book, despite a lot of people saying, we want you to tell the story, the love story about you and Rayya. I'm like, I don't know if you can handle the love story about me and Rayya.
Yeah.
You know, like if I'm going to put out there what actually occurred, it's very dark. It doesn't reflect well on either one of us at multiple points. And I also didn't want to relive the trauma. You know, I was like, this was the most traumatic thing I ever went through. I don't want to talk about that.
I have to say, considering who you are in the world and the world's impression of who you are in the world, this is the bravest thing I've ever seen. It's just the bravest thing. Because you could have just kept this story to yourself and allowed people to think that you had eaten and prayed and loved and everything was still just perfectly okay. But instead, as I said, you have opened up your soul in such a way. This book is going to free so many people. I think that what Rayya had said to you, like, write the shit out of this thing, that you actually did do that and did it in such a way that I remember years ago on the Oprah show trying to explain what love addiction was. And it's so hard to explain it to people because our culture tells us that's what we're supposed to be. You're supposed to be in love and you're supposed to give all and you're supposed to do all of that stuff. This audience has read the book and I hear you all devoured it. So why did you love it? Tawana?
Hello. Well, I loved the book because I'm the daughter of a mother who struggles with a substance use disorder. And I think it really impressed upon me the importance of grace and how deserving everyone is, including those who struggle with the substance use disorder, how deserving they are of love, of deep love. And there is a tendency to want to fix it. But I think this just gave some insider information to the depth of emotion and the ups and downs and consequence, but also joy and happiness that we sometimes can't understand because we're so busy trying to fix.
To fix it. How about you, Cassidy? Where's Cassidy? Hi.
Hi. I have to say, I didn't read books before this, and I have never felt so connected to a book as this one. And I just want to say I myself have gone through journeys of addiction and love and grieving a loss right now, and being able to understand really the truth of where I've been and how codependency really has shaped the way of where I'm at in life and how to embrace it. But also it's helped me understand how to put some boundaries in place and to embrace the fact that, yes, I understanding my own addictions to love and sex and codependency and being able to see where I'm at today and walking with my inner child and showing her what's coming up next is very exciting. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you'd been best friends with Rayya for many years. She started out as your hairdresser.
Yes. She was my hairdresser and then became a social friend and then became a neighbor and then became my best friend and then became something I no longer had words for because I didn't know that I was slowly falling in love with her, but I was also slowly giving my power to her. I was, over time I came to...
But you wanted to in the beginning.
Oh, all I've ever wanted to do is give my power to somebody, Oprah.
Yes.
All I've ever wanted to do is be like, who's got me? Who do I have to give this to so that they will take care of me completely so that I don't have to do it?